And for today's video, we are talking about the original Black Christmas from 1974.
Jingle bells ring and jingle bells ring.
Mom, hang on, I can't hear you. Hey, quiet! It's him again!
Jingle bell rock.
Listen, you pervert, why don't you go over to Lamb-O-Kai? They could use a little of this.
Jingle bells square.
Hello? Hello?
A high school girl's been murdered.
Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old.
I really don't think it could be Peter.
Well, he's obviously upset about something. I'd like to talk to him. Can you tell me where I might reach him?
Come on, this is a sorority house, not a convent. Are you up there?
Jess?
So if you are not aware of what this film is about, it is about a group of college girls who live in a sorority. When around Christmas time, they start getting these creepy phone calls. It starts out innocently-ish enough with someone moaning. It progresses more and more with each phone call, with them starting to say creepy things, and you hear gasping noises, you hear what sounds like a mixture of male and female voices, and at first the girls just kind of play it off until one of them goes missing, and her body is never found. The town does form a search party where the body of a young teenager is found, but unfortunately Claire, their first victim and friend, is never found, and things just progress from there. So I have never seen this film before. I have also never seen either of the remakes. I've been wanting to watch this. I know I've heard basically all good things about this original. I've heard things about the 2006 remake, and then I think we all know how most people felt about the recent remake that came out last year. Let me know if you think that I should check out either of those, and maybe I still will. I'm not going to include them in reviews for this month, but maybe I'll check them out later on down the road. So I can't believe that I have put off watching this film, especially given the fact that I've heard such great things. It's a slasher film, which of course, if you've been here long enough, if you know me, you know that I love slasher films. Kind of easy to tell from my background, and that includes this one. I loved this film. It was so good. One of the things that I feel like a lot of people talk about this film is it being very feminist friendly, and it definitely is. I'm sure if you've seen the film or if you've seen any reviews talking about this, I am going to get into spoilers, FYI, but obviously one thing a lot of people bring up is that one of the main girls, kind of, I guess, the main girl in this film, finds herself pregnant, and she has made the decision to get an abortion, but she's somewhat struggling with it. She's not really struggling with her decision, but she's more struggling with her boyfriend's reaction to it, which, by the way, fuck that guy. I know he's kind of led to believe that he's our killer throughout this. They definitely make him out to be a bad guy, and he definitely is. Like, I'm sorry. I know everybody has their own opinions on this topic, but the way he treats her about this decision and constantly tries to guilt her about it is disgusting. I mean, I think that it is a woman's choice to make the decision, obviously, and, you know, if you choose to involve your partner in that decision making, that is one thing, but for her to already have the decision made and for him to guilt her about it the entire time is just, disgusting. And aside from that topic, the cast is obviously very female-filled. It takes place, the majority of it takes place in the sorority, so of course, largely female cast, which is so great for a film that came out in the 70s. I think, you know, there is a large portion of the cast that's male as well, and so if that were to come out today, not including the remake, but it might not be as impressive, but I think definitely for 70s and handling those kind of topics, It definitely is. And all of that aside, this film is terrifying. Now, granted, I am home alone right now. Matt's at work. I lit a candle, made it all dark to sit down and enjoy this film, and it gave me the heebies of jeebies. I mean, not only, again, spoilers, does it basically have a cliffhanger ending, we really don't know who the killer is. That, like, not having a closing out on this film definitely, like, leaves me just like, what? Like, now I'm terrified because you don't know who it is. And I loved that. It didn't bother me at all. I know for some people, having kind of a cliffhanger, never really knowing who the killer is, no killer reveal, especially, of course, in a slasher film, can leave people, some people aren't big fans of that, but I love it. I think, especially for this film, it really worked. I think trying to reveal any killer would have just ruined this film, to be honest. And I thought it was great that way. I will say one thing, and not victim blaming here, but at one point in the film, they are tracing the calls, and they're asking the girls and the police officers are asking the girls about the call. And at no point does Jesse mention the fact that the killer talks about a Billy. He says something about Billy throughout the film, throughout the phone calls, not all of them, more towards the end when we're getting more and more of them in more detail, but he does bring it up. And obviously he says to her, "I am Billy," towards the very, very end when he's trying to kill her. But at least one phone call previously to that, he mentions the name Billy, and she doesn't relay that information to the cops, which really bothers me. I mean, obviously they eventually find out, again with spoilers, that the call is coming from inside the house, so I guess it really wouldn't have mattered that much, but it's just like those little details, like you gotta try to remember. But you know, I was lucky enough never received any kind of calls like that. I mean, it's a little easier with cell phones now. Don't have a landline anymore, so it's a little bit easier to avoid getting those kind of calls, I guess. Hopefully I wouldn't either way, but you know, maybe just under the pressure of it all, she wasn't really thinking about the details of the phone calls. But that part that was like one little thing that I'm like, come on, like why would you not mention that detail to the cops? But maybe she just wasn't thinking. A lot of pressure to put on her. But yeah, I loved this film. I thought it was so good. I can't believe that I put this one off. It is definitely gonna be like a new favorite slasher, definitely a favorite Christmas horror film for sure. So if you have seen the original Black Christmas, let me know what your thoughts are on it in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the remakes without giving away too much. Please, in case I do decide to check those out. And if you want me to, let me know that as well. If you did enjoy this, please do give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more Christmas horror related content. Before I go, a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for helping to contribute to the channel. If you know the perks of being a Patreon, links are in the description below along with all of my social media. Patreon is a monthly subscription, but if you are not able to do a monthly subscription, you can also do a one-time donation. All proceeds from my Patreon go towards saving up for YouTube-related stuff. That's basically how I was able to get my light equipment before, so it does really benefit the channel. And if you can, that is okay. Liking, sharing, all of that. And just being here viewing helps the channel, of course, as well. And I will see you guys again next week with more Christmas content. See you then. Bye.